Lately, I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. Give me a thumbs up if you are too. I've been a huge fan of Animal Crossing games ever since the GameCube version, so I was super excited when they finally came out with a mobile game. They've also been doing so many in-game events and adding new content all the time, and it's just totally my kind of game. So, to continue my series of cute and nerdy DIY Valentines, I decided to go with an Animal Crossing theme for this year's cards. There's Isabelle holding a heart, and there's a peach, and I even made a brown paper item bag with a bear on it. In the video description below, I listed all of the materials you'll need, including the variety of cardstock colors that I recommend. Though feel free to use whatever paper you have around and get creative with them if you want to. And the PDF template I designed is free, so you can just get started and have fun making a bunch of these to give away to all your friends. I can't wait to get started! Print out the free templates, which I linked to in the video description below. The first page is for Isabelle, and the second page is split between the peach and the item bag with a bear on it. Start by cutting out all of the shapes. For the bear shape, which has pieces you'll need to remove from the inside, carefully cut those out with a craft knife before you cut out the whole shape. Here I have all of the patterns cut out and the cardstock colors I'm using. Flip over each shape and trace it onto the back of the cardstock color marked on the pattern. If a piece says ×2 on it, cut out 2 of that shape, but flip the second one over so you get a mirror image. This will keep the pencil marks from showing on the front. Then cut each of the pieces out. Be sure to follow the same process as you did earlier with the craft knife on that bear piece. Once all of your cardstock pieces are ready in their various colors, we can start assembling them. Here's how to make the adorable and hardworking Isabelle. Using Isabelle's head template as a guide for where to place things, we'll be putting the hair shape right at the top of her face. To make these cards three-dimensional, I'll be using this foam mounting adhesive, so pick up a few of those shapes and arrange them on the back of her hair. Peel off the paper from the tops of the foam shapes, then press the hair down onto the head shape just like this. The next shape we'll be adding is the snout. Add your foam adhesive to the back of that and press it down the same way, lining it up with the bottom of her face this time. I'll be attaching all of the tiny details using a glue stick, starting with her red hair tie, which goes right here. Then add her little nose near the top of the snout, the 2 eyelids on either side, remembering that they should be mirror images of one another, the eyelashes, which overlap the bottom edges of the eyelids, then the tiny pink cheeks. To finish up her face, draw her smile and any expression you'd like with a black pen. Now that the most detailed part is done, grab the white base and the heart shape. Flip over her head and add the foam mounting adhesive to the back of it, then peel up the backing paper and line up the head shape with the top of the base. Press down to make sure they stick. Attach the arm pieces onto the sides of the heart shape however you'd like to. I used a foam shape on the outer half and the glue stick on the inner half, so she's touching the heart, but it still has a partially 3D effect. You don't have to get that involved with it if you don't want to. Then stick a bunch of foam shapes onto the back of the heart before pressing that down over the bottom section of the base. And there's our Isabelle Valentine. This is definitely the most involved of the 3, but she's such a cute character that I decided to go for it anyway. Write your message onto the heart and we can move on to the next design, which is a peach. I knew I wanted to make one of the many items you can find in the Animal Crossing games, and I thought this would be the cutest for a Valentine's Day card. It's also very quick to put together. Glue the yellow shape onto the bottom of the peach, lining up the outer edges. Now the peach is going to fit onto the green shape with the round edges lining up and the leaves sticking out at the bottom. Add a bunch of the foam mounting shapes to the back of the peach, peel the backing paper off of each one, and press it into place. And there you go! I actually marked that you should use a more peachy color for this, but pink is the closest that I had, so that's a good example of how you can substitute whichever color you'd like. Now the last card is actually a tiny gift bag, just like the brown paper item bag in the games. I think this is so cute with a little bear. Feel free to just use a small brown paper bag, but I didn't have one, so here's how I made one. I learned how to do it from another tutorial, which I will link to in the description in case you're having trouble. Take a piece of craft paper, mine's 8.5 by 11 inches, and add glue along one of the shorter edges. Press the glued edge onto the edge on the opposite side so they're meeting in the middle and it makes kind of a tube. Feel free to use a little tape on the inside if you need it. Once that's dry, secure, and not sticking to the inside of the bag, flatten it down with the seam in the center and crease the folds on either side using a bone folder. Then fold in one of the longer sides around 3/4 of an inch and press it down. Do the same measurement and fold on the other side to match, then open them back up. Now, lift up what will be the bottom of the bag and fold it straight up about 2 inches, lining the sides up with the edges of the bag. Crease that as well, then pop just that bottom section open. Then flatten the open section with this origami move I don't know exactly how to describe, but you should be pressing the left and right sides down to make triangle shapes like this. So remember those folds we did on the sides earlier? Fold them up again and use them to add creases on the tips of those triangles like this. Then use that new crease as a guide for this next part. Fold the bottom edge up so each corner of the fold touches the new creases we just made on the sides. Do that exact same thing for the opposite flap. See how the corners touch the crease? Just like that? Okay, cool. Next, we're going to glue those 2 flaps down to the place where we just folded them. For the first flap, stick to gluing just the triangle sections. I actually used too much glue here and ended up needing to tape up the inside of the bag to cover the sticky part. It turned out okay in the end, but I figured I'd save you the trouble, especially if you're using hot glue or something else that dries faster than a glue stick. Now you can open up your paper bag. Just kind of carefully pop everything into place at the bottom, fold the sides in so the crease is now on the inside, and there we go. The bag in the game is rolled up at the top, so fold that part back twice for now. Then grab the bear shape and use your glue stick to paste it onto the front of the bag. Put your hand into the bag to help press it down while it dries. All that's left is to glue the little nose right here at the top of his snout. Fill the bag with some treats and small cards, then roll up the top and tape it closed. And this is what it looks like when it's finished. I am so happy with the way these 3 Valentines turned out. I really should make projects like this more often because they aren't too difficult to make and they're just so cute and colorful. They'd make a lovely handmade gift for any Animal Crossing fans in your life this Valentine's Day, or really any occasion where you want to make a card that you just can't buy in a store. Look how cute these are! As always, if you make some yourself, I would love if you could post a photo on social media and tag me at LaurenFairWX so I can see how they turned out. I also made sets of Pokemon and Harry Potter cards in past years, so check out the video tutorials for those next for more DIY Valentine ideas. And if you also like nerdy stuff and you like making things, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. That way you can stick around to see what I share next. In the comments below, I would love to hear which fandoms you would want me to design a DIY project around. I'm hoping to make more of these DIY card sets in future years. Happy Valentine's Day, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon!